introductions. Rutgers coming in with a record of 25-4, St. Joseph's 23-6, and now let's go down to Rutgers public address announcer Kathleen Canning with the starting lineups. And we are just moments away from the opening tip-off of tonight's Atlanta 10 championship game between St. Joseph's and Rutgers. Back in a moment.
Hi, this is Dick DiBartolo, host of Consumer Youth.
The officials for tonight's game, we'll take a look at them when we get the opportunity. And the tap, and this game is underway. Sue Wicks controls for Rutgers and Janet Malou. Vicki Pikett with the basketball. Inside Wicks, baseline jumper, good.
It's a good point for Rutgers that they were able to score so easily. St. Joseph's has got to tighten up their defense to stop that easy scoring by Rutgers.
All right, St. Joseph's moving right to left on your screen. This is Ellen Shields and Debbie Black in the backcourt for the Hawks. 33 is Kim Foley.
You're going to see Rutgers playing a matchup zone where they take the player within their area. It's combination man-to-man zone defense.
Janine Reynolds misses the jump shot, and Rutgers quickly up court. Here's Wicks, moves baseline and draws the foul.
One of the keys that St. Joe's coach Jim Foster mentioned to me earlier, Lou, was that they need to keep Sue Wicks within her averages. Nobody is going to stop Sue Wicks, but if you can keep her within her scoring and rebounding averages, you've done a pretty good job.
Sue Wicks goes to the line, an outstanding free throw shooter, 81% on the season, and Rutgers as a team shooting 70%.
Sue Wicks is just an outstanding player, Lou. She's shooting over 50% from the floor, and that's usually being double teamed.
And the second on the way and good. So Wicks hits both, and Rutgers off to a fast start. The Lady Knights lead it 4-0.
Rutgers throwing a 2-2-1 press at St. Joe's.
Shields to Hodges, lays it in. A beautifully executed play by St. Joseph's.
We mentioned Dale Hodges in the pregame, Lou, and it's important for her to get started early in this game if St. Joe's is to have a chance to win this game. She's got to perform right from the opening tap.
Pikett at the foul line, fires short off the front of the rim, rebound tapped around underneath. Lender comes out with it for Rutgers. Here's Wicks, turnaround in the lane, no good. In and out, Foley and Pikett. Pikett comes out with it, puts it up and in.
One of the keys that every coach in this country says is a key to winning the game is rebounding, and right now St. Joe's is not doing a good job on either end rebounding.
Ellen Shields in the corner. Rutgers out to a quick 6-2 lead. Jump shot from the foul line, no good by Reynolds, but Debbie Black gets the rebound.
As a point guard, Debbie Black is averaging over 5 rebounds a game. That's pretty incredible.
Shields dumps inside Hodges, double teamed by Maloof and Wicks. Looks for help. Bounce pass to Foley on the baseline. Hodges behind the back, takes it to the hoop, and Wicks knocks it out of bounds.
That's what you might call a momentum play. Dale Hodges had a nice behind-the-back drive on the baseline. Sue Wicks came out of nowhere and just rejected it into the stands.
Debbie Black moves to the foul line. Foley with the jumper. Good. Kim Foley.
You're going to see a lot of outside scoring from this St. Joseph's team, especially with the defense that Rutgers plays.
6-4 Rutgers by a bucket. Just underway. First half of the Atlantic 10 championship game.
Lou, Rutgers is an unusual defense. It's a triangle and 2 that's going to match up. Coach Jim Foster mentioned to me that they're trying to force Vicky Pikett out from the center or from the key area. Don't let her post up.
On the Pikett miss, St. Joseph's quickly up court. Debbie Black running the offense. Foley on the right wing. Bounce pass to Shields. Back to Foley from the foul line. Tries to bank it, doesn't go. And Austin takes it away for Rutgers. Here's Janet Maloof. Bounce pass to Lender. Wicks. Moves in the lane, puts it up, no good. Her own rebound tapped in.
It doesn't seem like the St. Joe's defense is doing a good job because it's really getting them out of position for rebounding. The triangle breaks apart too easily, and the middle is wide open for offensive rebounds for Rutgers.
Rutgers by 4. 8-4, 16.5 remaining. First half. Shields inside to Hodges. Beautiful reverse move underneath.
And that's what I meant by a tremendous talent at the start of this game. Sue Wicks, turnaround, no good. Had to wait on that one, so it took a high bounce. She did draw the foul, however. And Sue Wicks will go to the line. 6'3" senior from Center Moriches, New York. And Mimi, as you mentioned before, when you talk about Rutgers, you have to talk about Sue Wicks. She leads in just about every category. She's one of the most creative offensive players that have ever played this game, Lou. She will score. It's an automatic 2 points, whether it comes from the foul line or from the floor. When she gets the ball and she goes to the basket, she creates opportunities for herself and her teammates.
Wicks hits the first. Sue will get another, and it's good. 10-6, Rutgers by 4. And Black brings it across the midcourt line.
Rutgers again in a matchup zone defense.
Maloof, the long outlet pass intended for Austin, and Debbie Black diving out of bounds to knock it away.
We were talking earlier, Lou, an interesting statistic tonight might be how many times Debbie Black goes on the floor to save a ball or to steal a ball. She's a tremendous defensive player.
Austin into Wicks, puts it up and in. (12-6), Rutgers by 6. Just under 16 minutes remaining, first half. Black almost loses. Now finds Ellen Shields. Here's Foley at the foul line. Reynolds, no good. Lender the rebound. Missy Lender doing an outstanding job off the boards for Rutgers in the early going. Here's Maloof. Austin dribbling, puts it up, short. Rebound Hodges. And Debbie Black pushes it up court, the long pass to Foley. In the corner, Reynolds being played by Pikett.
The first thing St. Joe's looks for is a mismatch, rather, a 2-on-1 situation. If they don't have that, then they like the perimeter passing and a reverse or skip pass across the key like that to open up an outside shot.
Inside Hodges baseline, 2 seconds on the 30-second clock. Puts it up, no good. Rebound. Hodges is fouled underneath.
Nice heads-up play by Dale Hodges to get that prayer off at all was a good heads-up play, and then to follow her own rebound. So many players, when they hear that shot clock go off, just immediately stop instead of continuing play. But Dale continuing was able to draw the foul on that.
Mimi, there seems to be some controversy. Sue Wicks was pointing at the 30-second shot clock, and I believe she was saying that it should have went off. However, it appeared that Hodges got the shot off in time.
I think she did get. I think what Sue is saying that she didn't get it off, and I believe that she did get it off in time, but the ball was in the air when the buzzer sounded.
All right, we have a break in the action. Timeout. 14 minutes, 52 seconds remaining. First half, the score, Rutgers 12, St. Joseph's 6.
I bet you're going to do real good in college.
I can never get the money for college.
You could get a job.
Maybe. Be a lot easier if I just had experience.
In the Air Force, we'll give you experience in one of 200 specialized career fields, and we'll help you pay for college. So take the first step to your future. Call your Air Force recruiter.
I'm going to go play some ball. What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to go make a phone call.
Please volunteer for the American Red Cross. Smoking can become a real burden, dragging you down, always getting in the way. And the longer you smoke, the heavier it gets. You know you should quit. Maybe you've even tried once or twice. But just when you think you're free, it's back again. The important thing is you can quit. Over 36 million smokers have. So keep trying. Get smoking off your back and out of your life for good.
In the early going of this Atlantic 10 championship game, two of the key factors for either team, Sue Wicks for Rutgers, certainly into the flow of the offense, and of course Dale Hodges making her presence felt for St. Joseph's.
It's a good sign for both teams that their outstanding players are into this game early on. Now we need the role players to step in to really see which team is going to take control of this game.
You just saw the first player off the bench for St. Joseph's tonight, Wendy Brink, 6'1" freshman from Butler, Pennsylvania. Rutgers with the basketball. Lender to Wicks, knocked almost out of bounds by Brink. Lender puts it up and in.
That's a bad sign for St. Joe's. If Missy Lender starts hitting from the outside, it's something they did not count on.
14-6, Rutgers by 8. That is their largest lead. Debbie Black angles left. Foley puts it up, doesn't go. Rebound knocked around. Wicks comes out with the basketball. Up ahead to Pikett. Here's Maloof on the right wing.
They're still in that triangle, too, with a 2 on Janet Maloof and T. Austin. Number 15 and number 31.
Pikett wide open, fires off the back of the iron, tapped out by Wicks.
You'll see St. Joe's give Vicki Pikett that shot. Her rep is that she will not make the shot initially, but her follow-up shot, the offensive boards, is where she gets a lot of her points from.
That time it doesn't go for Wicks, and St. Joseph's quickly up court. Shields dumps the Brink, but Lender steals for Rutgers. Lender quickly to the hoop, back to Pikett. Vicki stops and throws back out to Maloof. Pikett fires off the front of the rim. Rebound Hodges.
As a freshman, you see her missing a couple shots. You're going to see her hesitate. She did just in that series. You're going to see her hesitate a lot more from taking that outside shot. One thing about this St. Joseph's team is they need a lot of room to be able to get their perimeter shot off. This Rutgers defense is not allowing that room. As a result, they're not able to get that off, and they're not getting the ball inside.
That time, Ellen Shields did work free and got the 10-foot jumper. 14-8, Rutgers by 6. Just under 13 minutes remaining first half. Into Lender, turnaround, in and out. Rebound, Hodges. St. Joseph's can cut it to 4 with a hoop here. Black puts it up short, but the foul before the shot.
T. Austin really was not moving her feet there. A lot of times when T gets tired, she starts to tag the player. And if the referees call it close, she's going to be called for that all night.
That's the first team foul on Rutgers, the foul on Talisha Austin. Foley inside Hodges, puts it on the floor, turnaround, banks it home. Tough shot by Dale Hodges.
Great athletic move by Dale, and that's, again, a good sign that they're able to get the ball inside. You'll see Kim Foley for St. Joseph's supposed to be a forward, but she rarely goes beyond the elbow of the key. Rarely does she get her points inside. It's mostly from perimeter scoring.
It's a 4-point game. St. Joseph's trailing Rutgers. Sue Wicks looking for the cutting Pikett, but it sails out of bounds. On the turnover, St. Joseph's will take over. And the Hawks looking to get within 2. Debbie Black sets it up for St. Joseph's. Shields into Hodges. That one sails out of bounds. So Rutgers and St. Joseph's exchanging turnovers.
One of the things Dale Hodges is doing very well is she's picking herself down low and getting the opportunity to get the ball inside. She's doing a good job of getting her defender on her back.
Okay, a break in the action. The score, Rutgers 14, St. Joseph's 10.
Have you thought about your future after graduation? Bobby didn't. He drove drunk on prom night. Now Bobby doesn't have a future anymore. And neither do his friends who were with him. Mothers Against Drunk Driving want you to have a future. Please, don't drink and drive. For information on how you can combat drunk driving in your school, write Mothers Against Drunk Driving, 669 Airport Freeway, Suite 310, Hurst, Texas, 76053.
Hello, I'm Burl Osmond. I'm hearing impaired. Here at my home, the one necessity that I have provided is a special smoke detector that will warn my family during the night with a strobe light or a vibrator in my bed.
Rutgers got off to the good start, in fact, led by as many as 8 points, but St. Joseph's has whittled that lead down, and they're within 4.
One of the things St. Joe's does very well is they keep their composure. They don't let a team like Rutgers, and with a home crowd like this, if Rutgers gets an 8-point lead, another team might crumble, but St. Joe's is very good at keeping their heads and keeping their composure. They will not let them get a big lead on their team.
Rutgers has the lead despite shooting poorly from the field, only 33% in the first half of this first half. Here's Janet Maloof with the basketball. Austin in the corner. Austin wide open, puts it in.
Now that's something they can't allow. The triangle 2 broke down there. Debbie Black is supposed to be guarding T. Austin 1-on-1, and she was picked off on the weak side.
16-10, Rutgers by 6.
You'll notice Kim Foley is out by the elbow of the key, number 33. She is a forward.
Shot put up by Brink. Hodges with the rebound, doesn't go. Wicks pulls it down for Rutgers. Hands to Maloof. Quickly up court, dumped ahead to Pikett. Bounce pass, Wicks, turnaround, short. Rebound to Foley. And Black looks for the break. Quickly up court. Put up, no good. Wicks rebound. Stephanie Hughes in the game now for St. Joseph's, number 24.
And Steffi has taken over for Ellen Shields, guarding Janet Maloof one-on-one on this triangle and 2 defense.
Wicks puts it up, doesn't go. Rebound underneath the St. Joseph's, and the Hawks doing a much better job off the boards now than they did earlier. Quickly up court is Black, who stops and puts it in.
St. Joseph's is a quick hit team. What they try to do is look for an advantage player-wise, and Debbie Black realized she had it there and took a shot. This St. Joe's defense is doing a very nice job of bodying up to the player when they get the ball, so that when they're shooting, they have very little room to operate. You can see it there with Wendy Brink.
Wicks, nice soft shot.
When you give her that much room like they did there, they're normally in their face, but if you give Wicks any room at all, it's 2 points.
Under 10 minutes remaining, first half, and Rutgers has a 6-point lead in the Atlantic 10 championship game. Debbie Black moves against T. Austin. Stephanie Hughes. And now Foley. Bounces it into Hodges. Turnaround, good. Dale Hodges. Rutgers quickly up court. Bounce pass to Wicks. Taken out of bounds by St. Joseph's. They may call a foul, and I believe it's on Kim Foley.
Rutgers' transition game this year is much better than it's been in the past. They have a lot more athletes that are able to run on that transition. Sue Wicks in particular down the floor, and T. Austin is so quick with or without the ball.
Lynn Ust into the game now for Rutgers, a 5'11 freshman from South Amboy, New Jersey. Bounce pass into Lender, turnaround, good. The basket to Missy Lender, and Rutgers up by 6, 20-14.
St. Joe's has Wendy Brink in the inside now, which allows Kim Foley to play the perimeter where she likes.
Wicks swats it away. Hodges with a bank shot.
Dale Hodges is doing a great job on the offensive boards. I think she's gotten 6 points so far off of offensive rebounds.
Austin to Ust. Lynn Ust fires off the front of the rim. Rebound to Brink. St. Joseph's can cut it to 2. Debbie Black in the corner to Hodges. Moves to the paint area outside Hughes. Jump shot good. Stephanie Hughes.
This St. Joseph's team lives and dies by the perimeter shot.
20-18. Rutgers by 2. 8.5 remaining. Ust inside the Wicks. Turnaround and the foul on St. Joseph's. It'll be against Wendy Brink.
That's the only way you can guard Sue Wicks inside like that. Once she gets the ball, you can only chest up to her. You cannot try and block her shot because you just won't.
And another Rutgers substitution. Lynn Ust will go out, and Suzanne Cooper, a 5'9 sophomore from Laurel, Maryland, into the game for the Lady Knights. That's a good look at head coach Teresa Grentz. Maloof bounce pass into Lender, who puts it up. No. Rebound. No. Wicks and Black jump ball. It'll be St. Joseph's on the alternating possession.
Debbie Black not real happy with that call. She felt she had that cleanly.
So St. Joseph's can tie on this possession. Approaching the 8-minute mark in the first half. Black moves to the right, finds Brink at the foul line. Debbie Black behind the back. Bounce pass into Foley, and the foul before the shot is on Lender.
St. Joe's does a very nice job of moving that ball around the perimeter until the middle opens up.
And there's a timeout on the floor. 7 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. First half, the score, Rutgers 20, St. Joseph's 18.
If you are a person who is mentally retarded and someone gives you a hard time, renting an apartment or doing your job or just walking down the street, try to understand. They may not know any better, and that's their disability.
To learn more, call the ARC, the Association for Retarded Citizens.
View the stars on GKR. You can view the VCR to TKR, to the stars on TKR.
There's a Rutgers Rooter, part of the big crowd here at Rutgers University for this Atlantic 10 championship game. We've seen quite a number of turnovers here in the first half. You can see that the St. Joseph's has had many of them.
Rutgers has done a good job of taking care of the ball, and that's what Coach Teresa Grentz mentioned to me earlier as being a key for her team winning this game. She felt that her backcourt players would get a lot of pressure from Debbie Black in particular, and they have, and they've taken good care of the ball regardless.
St. Joseph's will throw in. They have an opportunity to tie. 20-18 your score. Debbie Black with the basketball. Here's Dale Hodges being played by Wicks. Puts it up. What a beautiful move by Hodges.
Dale Hodges loves the baseline. You're going to see her go baseline more often than you'll see her turn into the middle.
Janet Maloof. Here's Cooper. We are tied at 20.
It certainly has taken the crowd out of this game.
Wicks in and out. Rebound knocked around. St. Joseph's can take their first lead of tonight's championship game.
You know, Lou, St. Joe's has not beaten Rutgers in over 3 years. I think they're hungry for this one tonight.
Debbie Black. And Lender strips it away. Maloof up to Austin. Austin takes it to the hoop and scores.
Janet Maloof does such a nice job of a lead pass on the fast break. She's really good off of the dribble with her right hand, leading that pass to T. Austin for the 2 points.
22-20, Rutgers has regained the lead. Hughes to Foley. Hodges stumbles momentarily. Double teamed.
A lot of pushing going on inside with front court players.
Debbie Black with a tough shot from the baseline. We are tied at 22. 6:20 remaining first half. Cooper. Austin. Wicks double team. Nice little skip and hop. Doesn't go though. And St. Joseph's has a 4-on-1. Here's Black to the foul line. Pops, no good. Rebound knocked around underneath. Brink scores.
Great rebounding position by St. Joe's on that transition. They had 3 players in position for that offensive board.
And St. Joseph's leads 24-22. Wicks loses, regains. Now Janet Maloof looks to settle the Lady Knights down, who trail for the first time. Cooper fires off the front of the rim. Rebound, St. Joseph's. Here is Black pushing it up court for the Hawks. Into the corner. Fires up top to Foley. Brink open. Has it knocked away by Maloof. Maloof and Black diving for the basketball. Last touched by Rutgers.
Great defensive play. Again, Debbie Black is all over the floor on that one. She causes Janet Maloof to lose the handle and then kick the ball out of bounds.
Kim Foley. Hodges. Foley puts it up. Good! St. Joseph's has its largest lead. The Hawks lead it 26-22. Pressure defense by St. Joe's.
Notice Vicki Pikett is hesitating. She is not taking that outside shot when she has it because she missed a few earlier.
Here's Maloof, moves to the paint area. Ust outside, doesn't go. Wicks puts it up, no good, but draws the foul.
Sue Wicks is a little upset with herself for missing that easy chip shot underneath.
And Sue Wicks struggling so far from the field tonight. Her counterpart for St. Joseph's, Hodges, shooting very well, 7 out of 9.
And that's one of the things we mentioned early on as being a key. Dale Hodges, she started out slowly last night in the semifinal game against Temple, but came on strong in the second half. Tonight, as we mentioned, she needed to come out strong from the opening tip and stay strong throughout the game.
Wicks hits the first. Sue will get another, second on the way and good. 26-24. St. Joseph's by a bucket. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining, first half.
The St. Joe's team really makes you work on defense because their perimeter passing is so good.
Nice soft touch by Kim Foley as she gets the roll. And St. Joe's up by 4 again, 28-24. Wicks fakes the pass, puts up an acrobatic shot.
That's all Sue needs to do is something a little acrobatic and it'll go in. The little chip shots, they're too easy.
That was vintage Sue Wicks, folks. Here's Foley at the top of the key. Shields outside, 28-26. St. Joseph's by 2. Debbie Black, bounce pass, Brink, turnaround baseline, no good as it rolls off the top of the rim. Here comes Rutgers. Wicks quickly up court, waits for help, and finds Janet Maloof. Maloof runs the show for the Lady Knights. Wendy Porter now into the game for Rutgers. Junior out of Tucson, Arizona. Wicks out to us, loses. Black, and a struggle underneath. Jump ball. It will be Rutgers on the alternating possession rule. And a timeout on the floor. 3 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. First half to score. St. Joseph's 28, Rutgers 26.
What have you got?
A lot.
Well, what?
Everything you wanted to know about business, energy, computers, space, even career. Just in case you're looking for one, it's all in this free catalog.
How did you find that catalog?
We have our ways, don't we? Would you like a copy? Just write free catalog, box 37,000, Washington, D.C. 20013.
Careers.
Step right up. Win a little doll for the little doll. Come on, buddy. Take a chance.
No, I never gambled.
Oh, no? The odds of you getting a heart attack or stroke are pretty good right now, and getting better with each puff you take. Smoking cigarettes greatly increases your chances of heart disease.
You think I should quit smoking?
You bet.
If you smoke, the odds are always against you.
All right. Step right up. Take a chance.
St. Joseph's leading Rutgers by 2 points in the Atlantic 10 Women's Championship game. And Rutgers struggling from the field. They haven't been shooting well, especially from the outside, Mimi.
This turnaround started, Lou, I think when St. Joseph started doing a better job on the defensive boards. They weren't allowing Rutgers the second and third easy shot underneath. And as a result, Rutgers is hesitating now to take their first shot because they know they're not getting the rebound.
Just saw Jim Foster, the head coach of St. Joseph's. He has to be pleased with the way his club has played so far in this first half. And Debbie Black, ever hustling, knocks the ball out of bounds.
You mentioned Jim Foster, Lou. I can't say enough about him. He was a coach of the year 2 years ago, has done a tremendous job at St. Joseph's, really does it with a lot of no-name players. Has a great system there.
Rutgers looks to tie. 3:15 remaining first half. Here's Lender. Sue Wicks from the foul line. Now puts it up off the rim. Pike it underneath. Scores! And, oh, they say traveling is the call. So
that's a big call because not only did they get another offensive rebound, but they could have gotten to 2 points as well, and it would have been a turnaround for Rutgers.
we'll take a look at the shooting percentage. And you can see St. Joe shooting well, and as we mentioned, Rutgers is not in this first half. St. Joe's again looks to go up by 4. Debbie Black running the St. Joseph's offense.
Rutgers in a player-to-player defense.
Shields moves baseline, stepped on the end line.
Nice defensive effort by Rutgers. They covered the players very well on that. Ellen Shields tried to draw more than one defender on her and then dump off in the middle, and it just did not work.
Debbie Black playing against Talisha Austin. Here's Lender, who comes out to help out for Rutgers. Back to Wicks, Sue Wicks.
One thing that Coach Teresa Grentz does not want to see is Sue Wicks put the ball on the floor.
Lender hits the jumper. We're tied at 28, 2 minutes remaining, first half. An excellent championship game here from Rutgers.
A lot of pushing going on underneath with Dale Hodges and Sue Wicks. Watch that matchup.
Foley outside. Looks for help. Hands to Black. Goes baseline. Back out to Hodges.
2 seconds.
And Maloof ties up Hodges. And it will be St. Joseph's possession. And there's a case where Rutgers did not benefit from that play because the 30-second shot clock was running out.
Coach Teresa Grentz was looking for a shot clock ruling, but the referees determined that the jump ball occurred first.
Tied at 28, St. Joseph's looks to take the lead. 1 minute, 35 seconds remaining first half. Debbie Black puts it up, no good. Wicks with the rebound, shovels ahead to Maloof, who shovels to Austin. Here's Pikett, nice move in the lane, puts it up, no, offensive foul.
Oh, another big call, 2 times in a row on Vicky Pikett. I'll tell you what, that's really going to make her skittish, Lou. She is hesitant now to take an outside shot, and now she has a charge on a drive, a beautiful drive to the basket. She's really going to be hesitant.
So St. Joseph's again with an opportunity to take the lead. Here's Debbie Black. Bounce pass to Brink. Inside, Wendy Brink with a nice move. St. Joe's by 2, 30-28. Austin tries to bank it, doesn't go. Hodges with a strong rebound. And St. Joe's looks to go up by 4 as we approach the end of the first half. 30 seconds remaining. Debbie Black fires it up, doesn't go. Rebound knocked around. Black gets the rebound.
Look at that hustle. She is on every play. She's gonna make sure they win this one, or she's gonna die trying.
Shot clock shut off as St. Joseph's looks for the last shot of the first half. Knocked away by Pikett. Up ahead to Maloof. 3 seconds. 2. Puts it up. In at the buzzer. Well, an exciting finish to an exciting first half.
A very important finish for Rutgers. They did not have the momentum up to that point in the latter part of this first half. They needed that spark to go into the locker room to get themselves pumped up.
All right, we are at halftime, and we're right where we started before the opening tip-off. All tied up. Your score at halftime in the Atlantic 10 Conference Women's Championship game. Rutgers 30, St. Joseph's 30.
Off we go! Off we go!
Plan on entering the North Tack through the valley here. We'll go to the CP, contact Nell 73. And 2, we'll be going to IP 804. Once we reach there, plan on the first attack being a wedge attack. We'll use the guns on the runway up here. 3, I'd like to have you bring your element in 30 seconds later with guns off.
Aim high! The U.S. Air Force!
Red, what I'd like you to do is bring your guys up here to 802.
The United States Air Force offers opportunities for education and training. Training that will put you at the leading edge of today's technology. Find out how you can become part of today's Air Force. See your Air Force recruiter today.
Aim high in the Air Force! The U.S. Air Force!
I always wanted to be like my father, you know, order me a dry martini.
My mother, she drinks a lot, and it got me addicted.
If I take one drink, I'm going to take another and another because I can't control myself, and I'll die.
Alcohol is a drug, and you can get hooked on it. And the younger you start, the more damage you can do.
I'm cool in my way, not by drinking. Now I can see going to college.
Say no, and say yes to your life.
Dr. Everett Anderson is a professor of anatomy at Harvard Medical School.
and a March of Dimes grantee.
I studied the development of life before birth, where so many mistakes can happen. What can we do to prevent these mistakes that result in birth defects?
Dr. Anderson voices the deep concern of the March of Dimes. In its fight against birth defects, this kind of basic research is top priority.
Support the March of Dimes.
Of the year, and we're going to run them down right now. The all-conference teams, the first team, Pam Balog from Temple University, Debbie Black, who you're seeing tonight in action for St. Joseph's, outstanding point guard for the Hawks. Tracy Early of George Washington, a 5'11 junior from Rockville, Maryland, at a forward slot. Dale Hodges, who you're also seeing tonight in action for St. Joseph's, 6'1 sophomore from Trenton. Susie McConnell, the All-American point guard for Penn State, 5'3 senior from Pittsburgh. And, of course, All-American Sue Wicks from Rutgers, 6'3 senior. The second team, another Rutgers player, Talisha Austin, 5'9 junior guard out of Paterson, New Jersey. Bethany Collins out of Penn State, 6'3 senior center. Kim Foley out of St. Joseph's, 6'1 junior forward. Gloria Murphy from George Washington, and the Colonials had a very successful season, 5'9 senior forward. And Kathy Radilla from Duquesne, 6 foot junior forward. The all-freshman team, Ronnie Hergenroder out of St. Bonaventure, 5'8 freshman from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Keyburn McCusker from Massachusetts, 6'2 freshman from Pittsfield, Mass. Vicky Pikett from Rutgers, 6 foot freshman. Stephanie Thomas out of Penn State, and Lynn Ust, also from Rutgers, so 2 Rutgers players on the all-freshman team. Player of the year, Sue Wicks of Rutgers. The freshman of the year, Vicky Pikett of Rutgers. And the coaches of the year, Teresa Grant of Rutgers and Linda Makowski of George Washington. There's your all-conference and all-freshman teams, the player and freshman of the year and coaches of the year as well. All right, we're going to take a short timeout. When we return, we'll have more halftime activity. The score at halftime, Rutgers 30, St. Joseph's 30.
What have you got?
A lot.
Well, what?
Everything. Everything you wanted to know about business, energy, computers, space, even careers. Just in case you're looking for one. It's all in this free catalog.
How did you find that catalog?
We have our ways, don't we? Would you like a copy? Then send your name and address to Free Catalog, Box 37,000, Washington, D.C. 20013.
Business, energy, careers. Maybe I could be a...
Smoke detectors smell smoke, and they smell it in the early stages of fire, when there's still time to do something about it. Like save a life, or put out the fire, or call the firefighters. Or just get the hell out of there, pilgrim. I've got smoke detectors for myself and for the people I love. How about you?
A message from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, Bureau of Fire Safety.
Double your business. Advertise on Channel 6. Our new teleclassifieds can deliver your message to over 100,000 homes in central New Jersey. With a little imagination and some high-tech computer assistance, we can create unique and effective ads that can work for you. In words and pictures, your business will speak for itself. If computer advertising is the way of the future, then the future is here on Channel 6. Let us design an ad for you. Call 356-1013.
We're at halftime of the Atlantic 10 Women's Conference Basketball Championship. Rutgers and St. Joseph's all tied up at 30. Rutgers, the #1 seed in the tournament, coming in with a record of 25-4. Only one loss in the conference this year, that coming to Penn State on the road, the last regular season game of the year. And St. Joseph's at 23-6. Only 2 losses in the conference this year. Both of those losses coming against Rutgers. One down in Philadelphia and one here at Rutgers. And St. Joseph's and Rutgers, 2 fine schools involved in this championship. And here's a look at Rutgers University. Again, here's a look at Rutgers University.
there's an excitement you can feel at Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. With 3 campuses located in Newark, Camden, and New Brunswick, Rutgers offers you the diversity of a major research university and the personal touch of a small to medium-sized college. At Rutgers, we have the knowledge, the commitment, and the technology to help you develop the skills to approach tomorrow's challenges with confidence. Why not reach into the future with a great university?
Once again, our halftime score, Rutgers 30 and St. Joseph's 30. And Rutgers coming back at the very end of the half there to tie it up on that sensational shot by Janet Maloof. Mimi, again, Rutgers coming back with that nice shot by Janet Maloof, and really an exciting finish to an exciting first half.
Even though the first half score is tied, though, I think I'd have to give the edge to St. Joe's because they really maintained momentum throughout that half. We'll see what happens with that in the second half.
All right, and we'll return with the beginning of the second half in just a few moments. The score, Rutgers 30, St. Joseph's 30. My name is Lou Brogno. I'm joined by Mimi Griffin. We're at halftime of the Atlantic 10 Women's Basketball Championship. St. Joseph's and Rutgers all tied up at 30. Mimi, as I'm looking at the individual statistics sheet, which was handed to us at halftime, 2 things jump out at me. Number 1 was the fact that Dale Hodges contributed 12 points for St. Joseph. She played very well.
She certainly did, and she needs to. And again, she has to have a good second half. Also on the stats, you saw that Sue Wicks got her points. She has 16 points, but Lou, St. Joe's is making Rutgers play their game. They're doing a good job. They've taken T. Austin out of the game by playing that triangle 2, and Vicki Pikett is hesitating on every shot. She had 21 points in the semifinals. She's only had 2 in this first half. That's a big statistic.
Rutgers with the basketball. They're moving right to left on your screen in the forecourt. Here is Vicki Pikett. Takes it to the hoop and scores. A strong move by the freshman, Vicki Pikett.
And a good sign there. She scored on that drive. That's exactly what she needs to get her off on the right foot in this second half.
Debbie Black also played a very good first half for St. Joseph's. Here is Kim Foley moving against Lender. Tries to dump it inside, and Maloof and Hodges get tied up, and it will be St. Joseph's ball on the alternating possession.
Rutgers is in a player-to-player defense. When they're playing the tight player, the St. Joe's team cannot get the perimeter shots off. But that's when you're able to get it inside to Dale Hodges, and that's what they have to realize about the defense that's being played against them.
Sue Wicks overplaying, knocked the ball out of bounds, and St. Joseph's will set up. Here's Black at the foul line. Shields, nice move on Pikett, and scores. Ellen Shields.
Great head and shoulder fake. That's what opened that shot up.
We're tied at 32. 19 minutes remaining, second half. Vicki Pikett on the right wing for Rutgers. Now we'll take the jumper. Fires in and out. Rebound, Lender underneath. Gets it back out. Saved by Maloof.
Everywhere you look, you see Debbie Black helping out on defense. Even though her responsibility is to guard T. Austin on that triangle 2, she's still there for rebound. She's still there to help out on the weak side of defense.
Pikett with a strong move. Doesn't go. Rebound, Hodges. Debbie Black moving against Austin. Foley wide open on the right wing. Shot no good. Rebound, Maloof. Up ahead to Pikett. And hands to Maloof.
St. Joe's remaining in that triangle 2.
Lender fouled underneath. Wendy Brink on the personal.
One of the things this triangle 2 is forcing Rutgers to do, their perimeter players, their backcourt players are out of the offense. They make one entry pass, and then that's it. They don't get the ball back. As a result, your front court players have to either work with one another or do what they are doing, and that's put up a shot right away. That's not what Rutgers needs. They need to work the ball around a little bit more in order to get that triangle to open up and to break down the way they were in the beginning of the first half.
Missy Lender at the line hits the first free throw. She's a 62% free throw shooter. The junior center for the Lady Knights, averaging 11.9 points per game. She hits both, and Rutgers has a 2-point lead. 34-32. And Debbie Black hearing it from the Rutgers crowd here. Shields and Foley passing around the perimeter. Hodges, baseline jumper, no good. Rebound, Linder. And Debbie Black with the foul, reaching in.
Not a smart foul. They need Debbie Black in the game. She cannot afford to pick up cheap fouls like that. One of the things St. Joe's is doing is they're conceding the offensive boards. They're not approaching the offensive rebounding end of the thing at all. They're mainly concentrating on the defensive boards.
Pikett to Linder. St. Joseph's just about daring Vicky Pikett to shoot from outside. Black almost takes it away, and Hodges does. Here comes Hodges on the breakaway. Takes it to the hoop and scores. Tied at 34. 17 minutes remaining, second half. Wicks outside. Looks for Austin, almost passed it to Teresa Grant standing in front of the Rutgers bench.
This defense forces the front court players to play out of the paint.
Wicks cannot get it to go as it rolls off the rim, and St. Joseph's can take the lead once again.
Rutgers in a player defense, man-to-man.
Shields outside. Cross-court Foley being played by Pikett. Foley forces her way in and scores off the glass.
That's the first time we've seen Kim Foley score from the inside or on a drive like that. Mostly her shots have been from the perimeter facing the basket.
Linder moves baseline and scores.
The way you attack that triangle is to go at the seams, the way Missy Linder just did with that drive to the basket.
Tied at 36. Under the 16-minute mark here in the second half. Foley does not get the roll. Here comes Maloof. Rutgers breaking quickly. Shoveled ahead to Austin. Wicks turnaround short. Gets her own rebound and puts it in.
That's the problem with the triangle, and two, it is very hard to get rebounding position if you do go out on that front court player who takes a shot from a perimeter. Your triangle completely breaks down.
Shields, nice head fake, passes back to Hodges. Into Foley, puts it up, no good, rebound Wicks. Rutgers leads by 2, and the Lady Knights look to go up by 4 on this possession. Austin.
Good pressure by Debbie Black. What that allows them to do is make Rutgers use a lot of time on the shot clock, so that by the time they've gotten their offense started right now, they're working with only 15 seconds.
Linder directing traffic. Maloof dumps into Pikett, puts it up. Wicks follows, doesn't go. Rebound, puts it up, in. No basket. The foul before the shot. Rutgers really hitting the boards.
But not doing a good job putting the ball back up.
Timeout on the floor. 14 minutes, 36 seconds remaining. Second half. The score, Rutgers 38, St. Joseph's 36.
GKR, you can view the stars on GKR. Front row entertainment brings celebrities right to your home. Let's entertain shows and the movies you want to see. Watch them whenever your time is free. Just set up your VCR to GKR.
stop all that slurping and chomping? I can't hear the movie.
You can't see the movie with all that lousy cigarette smoke.
Well, don't you know that greasy junk isn't any good for you? It increases your cholesterol, and that isn't any good for your heart.
And smoking is good for your heart? That cigarette's gonna do your ticker a lot of good.
Right, no more cigarettes.
Okay, no more junk food.
Terrific.
Buzz off, wimp.
Don't take any chances. Know how to prevent heart disease. The American Heart Association. We're fighting for your life.
Here's a very interesting statistic. Bench scoring. St. Joseph's, 6 of their 36 points have come from the bench. Rutgers has not gotten any points from the bench tonight.
Well, I think you have to credit St. Joe's defense with taking Rutgers out of their offense, whereas St. Joe's is just running their normal offense with Rutgers man-to-man or matchup zone.
You just saw Beth Supensky now into the St. Joseph's lineup. Rutgers with the basketball. Here's Wicks off the cut, banks it up too hard. And right away, Supensky gets into the action as she pulls down the rebound. Quickly up court, Hodges, and St. Joseph's looks to tie. Ellen Shields head fake against Wicks. Black, Supensky. Shields at the top of the key, into Foley.
Great pin.
Doesn't go.
She didn't convert on the shot, but Kim Foley had a great pin inside to allow that pass to get in.
Wicks with that great outlet pass up to Austin. And Austin with the basketball. Here's Pikett, baseline, strong move to the hoop. Rutgers by 4. Lady Knights lead it 40-36.
All of a sudden, the crowd's got back into this game, Lou. Shot clock at 5.
Supensky puts it up, doesn't go. Wicks with the rebound. Here's Maloof across the midcourt line for Rutgers. 13.5 remaining. Second half. Pikett. Austin in the lane. Spinning move. Yes!
This is a great sign for Rutgers. They need big baskets to get the momentum back on their side, to get them sparked, to get them going. And they just had 2 of them, one from Vicki Pikett and one from T. Austin.
Well, Jim Foster wants to talk it over. Kind of felt the momentum getting away from him there.
And that's what Rutgers thrives on. When they get the momentum, when they get that spark, they feed off of that. What St. Joe's can't do is realize that it's only 2 points.
And a break in the action. 12 minutes, 57 seconds remaining. Rutgers 42, St. Joseph's 36.
I always wanted to be like my father, you know, order me a dry martini.
I saw there was an image behind drinking, the people that drank, that they looked older and sophisticated. I was 11 when I lost my virginity to a guy. I was 17, I was drunk.
Drinking had taken me so far down, I had to get out of my house.
Sometimes I'd sleep in the woods. If I didn't sleep in the woods, I slept on the corner. If I didn't sleep on the corner, I slept at someone's house who I didn't even know.
I had wound up in a lot of trouble with the law. I had wound up in jail.
When I was drinking, I was with a lot of guys, and a lot of guys used me.
I hurt my parents dearly, and I knew at the time I was doing it, but I didn't care, just as long as I got high.
Hey, yo, alcohol is a drug, man, and you can get hooked on it. And the younger you start, the more damage you can do. It's just no experience for no kids my age or anyone younger.
If you want to be somebody, have a family, have a future, just say no.
Say no and say yes to your life.
You talk about momentum. With 12 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in this second half, the last St. Joseph's field goal came at the 16-16 mark, and Rutgers has scored 8 consecutive points, so a good timeout there by Jim Foster.
Lou, I misstated a thought when we were going into that timeout. What I meant to say is that St. Joe's has to realize that it's only 2 points. It might be a key momentum basket, but it's still only worth 2 points. They have to keep their composure here.
The foul is on Lender, reaching in against Foley. Rutgers has opened up a 6-point lead. They've led by as many as 8 in the first half. Shields, here's Black, baseline jumper, good. Debbie Black.
Big basket for them. They need to stay within 4 points. 4 to 6 points. They cannot let Rutgers run up an 8, 10, 12-point lead.
Rutgers by 4. Here's Wicks at the foul line. Pikett wide open, puts a fake on Hodges, and the blocking foul is on Dale Hodges.
In their first 2 meetings this season, the game was much closer than the final score indicates. It was an even game for about 17 minutes of the game, and then the last 3 minutes is when Rutgers pulled away. Coach Jim Foster believes he has to keep it even. Same thing, has to keep it even for 37 minutes. In the last 3 minutes, they've got to keep their composure and not let Rutgers gain any momentum and keep it close, and he believes they can win it if it's close at the end.
Vicky Pikett at the foul line, a 63% free throw shooter. And she's just a freshman, the Atlantic 10 freshman of the year. She is going to be a good one for Rutgers.
She's struggling a little bit tonight simply because her shot won't fall for her, but she's playing good defense.
And she hits the second. So she hits 1 of 2. And Rutgers leads by 5, 43-38. Hodges puts it up, deflected, and knocked out of bounds by Rutgers. Might have been Wicks or Lender. They were both there. St. Joe's will throw in.
Rutgers again in the player-to-player defense.
Debbie Black just launches one.
And you just cannot leave them open. The St. Joe's players are all proficient at the perimeter scoring. They cannot be given that much room.
Rutgers by 3. Vicky Pikett to Maloof at the foul line. Bounce pass to Wicks. Turnaround baseline off the front of the rim, but she does draw the foul.
Sue is down there shaking her head. She normally converts that shot. These are normally 3-point plays for Sue. Tonight, the baskets just are not falling.
And Wicks will go to the line. Rutgers perfect from the free throw line tonight, 8 out of 8.
That's because Sue has been on the line most of all, and she's a tremendous foul shooter. We just jinxed her, Lou.
And she missed the first. Second on the way, good. She hits 1 of 2. Rutgers by 4, 44-40. Hodges saves on the baseline. Double team, in trouble, moves in the paint and travels.
It was a good move to get out of that double team on the baseline, but then she fumbled with the ball. I don't think she knew it was going to be that easy to get away from that trap.
Here's Maloof, brings it across the midcourt line. Pikett moves towards the basket outside. Wicks off the front of the rim, and the foul is on Lender underneath.
Great rebounding position by Dale Hodges underneath. Really held her ground. Nice box out and drew the foul as well. Sue Wicks does not want to take that perimeter shot. She wants the ball inside. She wants to operate where she normally operates, which is in the paint. But St. Joe's triangle on 2 is really forcing her outside the key.
St. Joseph's looks to cut it to 2. Shields puts it up off the front of the rim. Here's Pikett. Gives to Maloof. Janet will set up the offense for the Lady Knights. Into Lender underneath, puts it up and in.
Good fadeaway by Missy Lender. She realized she was too far underneath the basket for that and leaned right into her defender.
Six-point Rutgers lead, 10.5 remaining, second half. Sapensky. Foley. Knocked away. Austin intercepts. Here's Maloof. Another St. Joseph's turnover. Here's Maloof outside. Austin. Pikett. Head fake. Puts it up off the glass.
Vicky Pikett is so much better off the dribble, off the move with her shot than she is with a set shot. And there was evidence of it right there.
and Rutgers matches its largest lead. Foley outside, good.
Big basket, big basket. They've got to keep this game close.
48-42, it's a 6-point game. Lender from the foul line. Well, here in the second half, Rutgers beginning to heat up. They started off this game shooting very cold.
Lou, St. Joe's does not have the firepower to be able to come back from a big deficit. They have to keep this game close if they hope to win this game.
Shields from outside, no good. Maloof rebound. Rutgers can go up by 10, which would be their largest lead. 9 minutes remaining second half.
If they go up by 10, St. Joe's will need a timeout. They really need to regroup.
Lender does not get the roll, and Hodges with the rebound. Debbie Black quickly up court for the Hawks. In the lane, traveling.
They need a timeout, Lou.
Stephanie Hughes into the game for St. Joseph's. And Rutgers with the basketball again can go up by 10. Here's Pikett, hops up, fires way off, air ball. And St. Joseph's the other way. Black, left wing, Hodges, moves on Pikett. Outside shot put up by Hughes, no good, rebound Austin. (50-42), Rutgers by 8 in the Atlantic 10 championship game.
Again, that triangle and 2 is forcing Sue Wicks out of the paint and into the perimeter. Shot clock is at 5.
Wicks puts it up and does not get the roll, and it goes out of bounds. And there's a timeout on the floor. 7 minutes, 51 seconds remaining, second half. The score, Rutgers 50, St. Joseph's 42.
Does your child seem to be having trouble speaking, moving, and learning? If so, you may be detecting the earliest signs of a physical or emotional problem. Early identification and intervention is the first step toward treating these problems. Early intervention programs are available throughout New Jersey for children birth to 3 years of age. Early intervention programs are staffed by caring professionals and are free of charge. For more information, please call Project Child Find Outreach at 1-800-322-8174.
Please volunteer for the American Red Cross.
The crowd here at Rutgers fired up. Something we didn't mention earlier, and we should mention, is the fact that Rutgers has the nation's longest home winning streak, 46 consecutive games. Therefore, it's very difficult for St. Joseph's in this game, especially now trailing by 8 points.
That streak is not hard to understand, Lou. When you look at the crowd here, I don't know what the official stat is, but it seems to me that there has to be over 6,000, close to 7,000 fans, and they're very much into the game, as you can tell by the volume of the noise they generate. One of the nice things that I noticed, especially in the semifinal game against Penn State, when Rutgers was down, the crowd did not get out of the game. They did not check out. They stayed with it, and they kept the team up by their cheering and their noise.
Hodges, good position, puts it up, doesn't go. Rebound Hughes, a strong one, puts it up and draws the foul. A big rebound for Stephanie Hughes.
It is a big rebound, and it's a big series right here. They need to get another 2 points. They've got to bring this down in the 6-point range.
Hughes, the 5'10 senior out of Philadelphia, will step up to the line, and Stephanie, a 67% free throw shooter.
If you match these two teams up on paper, Lou, St. Joe's is not as talented as this Rutgers squad, but St. Joe's plays with a lot of emotion, and it raises the level of their play because of that. But what they can't do is get behind by a big lead because they don't have the firepower to claw their way back.
7-point Rutgers lead, 50-43, 7:20 remaining. Bounce pass, Wicks, turn around, rattles it in. It's a 9-point Rutgers lead. That's their largest of the game. 7 minutes remaining. Debbie Black moving against Austin. Here's Foley in the paint, puts it up and gets the roll. 52-45. Maloof to Pikett. Hodges intercepts. Rutgers turns it over. St. Joseph's can cut it to 5. Hodges puts it up, no good. Pikett rips it away.
Vicky Pikett wisely held it up. They don't want to get into a running game with St. Joe's.
Missy Lender underneath. Again, it's a 9-point Rutgers lead. 6 minutes remaining in the second half.
They have to make their move here. They have to score and get this lead down within the 6-point range.
Pikett and the foul on Debbie Black.
Big foul, Lou. That was a big foul on Debbie Black. Again, not a smart foul either. If she's going to gamble for the ball, do it at another opportunity.
For St. Joseph's, their 6th team foul, so from here on out, Rutgers will be shooting. Rutgers with only 3 team fouls in the second half. Vicky Pikett, Janet Maloof.
They are inviting Vicky Pikett to take that perimeter shot. They're not even within 6 feet of her.
Maloof to Wicks. Sue Wicks puts it up and gets the roll.
Sue Wicks is scoring too easily. The Rutgers team is scoring too easily. The last few possessions, they've just gotten easy baskets. The defense has got to tighten up and perhaps prevent the passes to these players.
Rutgers with its largest lead. Lady Knights by 11, 56-45. Here's Debbie Black. Shields.
This Rutgers defense has really picked up in the last 5 minutes.
Janet Maloof comes out, and the crowd here at Rutgers gives her a hand. Suzanne Cooper into the game for Rutgers. Lender intercepts for the Lady Knights. Cooper to Pikett, and Pikett throws it away, looking for Wicks to cut to the basket.
It's the kind of situation where Vicky Pikett should have taken that ball right to the basket herself. It was a one-on-one situation at the very least. She probably would have drawn the foul.
Debbie Black.
You know, I talk about St. Joe's not having the firepower to come back from a big deficit, but Rutgers also has to be careful not to give it away.
Pikett with a strong rebound.
They had a substantial lead last night against Penn State and allowed Penn State to get back into the game. They cannot do that tonight with St. Joe's.
Wicks, no good. And Hodges pulls it down. St. Joseph's needs a basket badly. 4 minutes remaining. They trail by 11. Foley. Shields. Shields. Hodges underneath. Bounce pass. Foley saved it beautifully. Brink draws the foul. Wendy Brink draws the foul. And Lender really took a shot. No, they say the foul is on St. Joseph's.
It was on Wendy Brink, a charge.
And there's a timeout on the floor. 3 minutes, 49 seconds remaining. Rutgers 56, St. Joseph's 45.
Off we go! Off we go!
Plan on entering the North Tack through the valley here. We'll go to the CP, contact Nell 73.
The United States Air Force offers opportunities for education and training. Training that will put you at the leading edge of today's technology. Find out how you can become part of today's Air Force. See your Air Force recruiter today.
Some babies develop quickly, others a little more slowly. Slow development may suggest a learning disability or mental retardation, yet with early detection, the effects of these conditions can be lessened or even overcome. The Association for Retarded Citizens publishes a free checklist that can help you gauge your child's development. For your copy, call the ARC. We can help you tell if your child's ahead or a little behind.
You hear the enormous noise coming from the big crowd here at Rutgers, and the attendance tonight here at Rutgers, 5,512. They have had good attendance for this Atlantic 10 tournament here at Rutgers University.
Rutgers has had good attendance throughout the season, Lou. I believe they're averaging over 4,000 a game. I don't know if I believe that 55-12 figure. I'll tell you what, I think it's more like 6 to 7, but I'm biased.
The total for the 2 days, 10,586. That's an Atlantic 10 record for Final Four. Atlantic 10 certainly needs to be commended on a tremendous tournament. Vicky Pykett needs to be commended on a tremendous move.
Starting to get hot and to get comfortable now offensively, which is a bad sign for St. Joe's. She's a very talented player and will really come into her own once she has more experience. St. Joe's could really use some of the three-point shots right now instead of the two-point shots. If they're going to shoot from the perimeter, they should make sure they're beyond that line.
58-47, under 3 minutes remaining. Janet Maloof. Here's T. Austin. Maloof fires and hits.
Janet Maloof is the glue on this team. When she was out because of illness and missed a few games, they realized just how much they needed her at that point position.
Hodges, the turnaround is short. Rebound knocked around. Here comes Pykett. Rutgers with a 3-on-2. Up ahead to Wicks. Back out. Lender saves. And Teresa Grantz, Rutgers head coach, says slow it down.
Exactly. They need to use the clock. It's in their favor. They have a 13-point lead right now. There's no reason to force any shot.
Here's Austin outside jumper. Good!
And that's what happens when you take your time and you take the shot you want. You're comfortable and it goes in.
There's a timeout on the floor. Jim Foster wants to talk it over. 1:54 remaining, second half. Rutgers 62, St. Joseph's 47.
We don't know why or where or when disasters will shatter lives. We do know why we're there, to put the pieces together. To reaffirm life. The Salvation Army. There because you care.
For 4 years, we've been giving you the Boat and Beach Report, telling you about rain and thunderstorms you might expect, wind advisories to help you find the perfect sailing conditions, warning you when the water's too cold for a dip, and even helping you get a safe and sensational tan. It's a pleasure for me to be able to give you that important information, but it's even more of a pleasure when I get to use it.
The Boat and Beach Report, watching out for you on the Weather Channel.
The crowd here at Rutgers obviously fired up, and well, they should be, as the Lady Knights have outscored St. Joseph's in the last 4 minutes by the count of 10-2.
This crowd is definitely smelling victory. Lou, I think the turnaround came on the drive by Vicki Pikett on the baseline with 14 minutes to go. That really sparked Rutgers, and back-to-back baskets by Pikett and then T. Austin really helped Rutgers get the momentum back on their side. I also have to credit this Rutgers defense. They really picked themselves up in the last 10 minutes.
Shields from outside, yes, Ellen Shields. It's a 13-point game, 62-49. Here's Austin. Black takes a swipe at it. Austin still with the basketball. Maloof on the wing, has it knocked away. And the foul.
If they're going to come back, Lou, they've got to foul quickly. They cannot afford to let Rutgers dribble the ball on the outside like that. If they're going to foul right away, or else at least foul trying to go after the ball.
And Janet Maloof to the foul line. Janet, a 79% free throw shooter, hits the first. Janet Maloof, a very important part of this Rutgers team. She missed several games. She was out sick, out with the flu. And they really missed her, Mimi, when she wasn't in there.
Well, the funny thing is, you never realize how hard the point guard position is until you have to play it yourself. I guarantee you, T. Austin never wants to play the point again. She was the happiest to see Janet Maloof back healthy.
Rutgers by 15, 64-49.
Great defensive play by Sue Wicks. Dale Hodges had her pinned very well inside, and Sue just moved around on the defense to get a hand on that ball. Kim Foley looking for help.
Outside shot for three off the front of the rim. Rebound Foley. She'll come back out. She fires for three. Short. Rebound Rutgers. Here comes Austin. 1 minute remaining in the Atlantic 10 championship game. Wicks, the turnaround, no good. Rebound Hodges. It would appear at the moment, unless something spectacular happens, that Rutgers will win the championship for the
Lou,
second year in a row.
I think it's safe to say that it's theirs.
Debbie Black will never quit, though, as she hits the three-pointer from outside.
You'll see Debbie Black running on this floor after the buzzer goes. She'll still be diving for the ball. Well, if they don't want to foul them, it's definitely over.
64-52, Pikett dumps to Lender, puts it up, no good. Rebound Hodges. And
Missy Lender was not ready for that pass at all. Vicki Pikett was taking a drive on the baseline. She thought Vicki was going to go right up with it.
There was a foul on the play. So loud here with the crowd, you couldn't hear the official's whistle. Wendy Porter coming in now for Rutgers.
Teresa Grentz is going to give the starters a chance to get the standing ovation that they deserve, and here it is.
Austin comes out, Pikett, and now Wicks. And you can see the crowd in unison on its feet here at Rutgers.
They love their Lady Knights in Piscataway.
St. Joseph's with the basketball.
Nine seconds on the clock. And the crowd letting everyone know that we are number one. That's the chant.
Debbie Black puts it up, doesn't go. Hodges and the buzzer, and that's it. At Rutgers as the Lady Knights get an automatic NCAA bid by defeating St. Joseph's in the Atlantic 10 Conference Basketball Championship. Rutgers wins it 64-52, and they win the Atlantic 10 Championship for the second year in a row. Not only the tournament, Mimi Griffin, but also the regular season.
Teresa Grenz has done such a tremendous job here at Rutgers, building a real power in the Northeast. A well-deserved win tonight. They won 25 games, now 26 games this season. I think that's more than anyone expected of them this year. They play a tough national schedule as well as their conference schedule. And this many wins is really, really a credit to this team.
Points off of turnovers, which was a key factor in the second half. Rutgers with 20 points, St. Joseph's with 9, and the Lady Knights just simply got it going in the second half.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, that drive by Vicky Pikett on the baseline, that was a big basket. Again, when I mentioned that St. Joe's has to realize that it's still only worth 2 points, I think it dampened their spirit a little bit. And then when T. Austin came back and made another big basket back-to-back, that really broke their spirit. And then the Rutgers defense picked it up on the other end and did a nice job. They gave them just enough room, or not enough room to take their shot, and yet just enough room to prevent the ball from going inside.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we return, we'll have more post-game activity. Once again, the final, Rutgers 64, St. Joe's 52.
Dr. William Rudder is a March of Dimes grantee at the University of California, San Francisco. He is looking for regulator genes that instruct other genes to produce insulin. When he finds them, he will transplant them into cells from diabetic patients in order to make these cells produce insulin. Dr. Rudder may very well have a novel approach to curing diabetes. Research is an A1 priority in the March of Dimes fight against birth defects.
Support the March of Dimes.
This is a cigarette. Like this, it's absolutely harmless. This is a match, and it too is absolutely harmless. But together, they can create the biggest problem of your life. The heart attack rate for smokers is much greater than that of non-smokers. Where there's fire, there's smoke. That feels better already. Save your breath and your heart. Don't smoke. The American Heart Association. We're fighting for your life.
Welcome back to Rutgers. The post-game ceremony is going on at midcourt. Atlantic 10 Commissioner Ron Berdovich presenting the second place trophies and plaques to St. Joseph's. And of course, the presentation still yet to be made for Rutgers. And really the story in the game, again, Sue Wicks, you know, she gets her points quietly, but she gets them.
You know, Lou, she gets them not so quietly also. She had some pretty key big baskets, which also helped the momentum get back into the Rutgers court. And she will get her points, as we mentioned in the beginning of the game. There's very little you can do to try and stop Sue Wicks. You can try to contain her within her averages, but you cannot stop her.
So Rutgers' record runs to 26-4. Their home winning streak is intact. It is now at 47 consecutive games. St. Joseph's drops to 23-7. And Mimi, you have to feel that they'd have a good shot at getting an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, I'm sure they will. St. Joe's plays a tough national schedule. They play a tough conference schedule. They've done very well this year. The problem with the St. Joe's style, Lou, is that when you live by the perimeter shot, you also die by the perimeter shot. They shot 50% in the first half, but I know that percentage was less in the second half, mainly because of Rutgers' defense. As I mentioned earlier, they gave them enough room. They played them at arm's length, which meant they couldn't get their shot off from the perimeter easily, but they also had trouble because they were slacking off, getting the ball inside. They really shut them down well. Rutgers really shut St. Joe's down well in the second half.
And the big roar now for Vicky Pikett, also Missy Lender. The Rutgers front line really played an excellent game tonight.
They did play a good game. Vicky Pikett had a slow start in that first half, but she made up for it in the second half. And even though a lot of her baskets weren't dropping, she still opened up the middle by driving and by taking that perimeter shot. What she has to understand, being a freshman, is she'll be able to convert on those baskets with some experience. She has some tremendous moves. The baskets will come with experience.
and no one has left this building. They're all staying for the post-game ceremonies.
Well, they want to give tribute to their Lady Knights. They followed them all season, and this is a fine tribute to this team that no one is leaving for this award ceremony. And they're leaving Sue Wicks for last. Wait till you hear the ovation.
And we'll let you listen to the ovation at home for Sue Wicks.
Once again, Sue Wicks is the Atlantic 10 most valuable player.
And Wicks, the great All-American. We're going to take a short break and return with more post-game ceremonies. Stay with us. Once again, Rutgers has won the Atlantic 10 championship.
Have you thought about your future after graduation? Bobby didn't. He drove drunk on prom night. Now Bobby doesn't have a future anymore. And neither do his friends who were with him. Mothers Against Drunk Driving want you to have a future. Please, don't drink and drive. For information on how you can combat drunk driving in your school, write Mothers Against Drunk Driving, 669 Airport Freeway, Suite 310, Hurst, Texas, 76053.
Hello, I'm Burl Osmond. I'm hearing impaired. Here at my home, the one necessity that I have provided is a special smoke detector that will warn my family during the night with a strobe light or a vibrator in my bed.
Welcome back to this Rutgers Arena. A happy Rutgers crowd with the Atlantic 10 champions, Rutgers University. Joining me now is Mel Greenberg, aficionado of women's basketball on the national level. Mel, tell me, we have our Atlantic 10 champion crown now. What does this do for the rest of the Atlantic 10 in terms of teams to make it into the NCAA tournament?
Well, I think St. Joseph, the runner-up here, has an excellent chance to receive an at-large bid, and probably should. They only lost 3 times since January, all 3 times to Rutgers. They really fit the description of a hot team. And I think when you look at Penn State's schedule, I think when you look at the teams that they've played, and you look at the fact that Western Kentucky, a team they beat, won the Sun Belt today over Old Dominion, I think they're going to meet the test, even though there are a lot of losses there.
I know that Coach Renee Portland from Penn State was very upset last night, feeling that she might not get a bid, but you do think that Penn State will be in the tournament?
I think they're on the bubble, but I think if you're going to take an Old Dominion that has a comparable schedule, comparable performance, and certainly if you take a UCLA, that Penn State should be part of that group.
I know that strength of schedule is a big factor in terms of what teams do make it into the NCAA tournament. How does the Atlantic 10 stack up nationally with their out-of-conference schedules?
Well, of course, the NCAA has their own system, but when we do our preseason projections, we kind of look at things, and usually Atlantic 10 is in the top 5, top 6 in the country.
In terms of selecting the teams, can you give me an idea of how that selection process goes? What do they look at specifically?
Well, of course, we have 18 teams that are going to come in as winners of conferences, as at-large teams, and then they're going to pick 22. And it's the same situation as the men. If, in fact, you get some wrong winners, as we had when St. John's upset Syracuse in the Big East, and when Fairfield beat LaSalle in the Metro Atlantic, it shrinks the field. But I think they'll look at that strength of schedule. They'll look at who beat who and the teams they're considering. I think actually a lot of things are falling into place right now.
In terms of top 8 seeds, I'm going to put you on the spot right now, and why don't you give us an idea who you feel might be the top 8 seeds?
Well, I think the top 4 are obvious to everybody, and it'll be a major surprise if it's not in no particular order. Texas, Auburn, Tennessee, and Iowa. And then, of course, Louisiana Tech looks like they'll be in that second tier and probably plays with Texas. And then I think it's a close call. You're looking at Virginia, and Maryland certainly became a factor, beating Virginia in the ACC. Ohio State finishing runner-up to Iowa and having some good wins is going to be considered. And it'll be a question of how they want to handle Long Beach out there on the West Coast, since Long Beach is hosting. They could be a 2 and part of the 8, or they can make them a 3 if they think it'll work.
Mel, are you suggesting then that Rutgers has no shot at a top 8 seed?
I think they're going to be squeezed out. I think they'll talk about it. But again, Rutgers comes in the East as a 3. It's the same situation. If there are 2, if there are 3, it's the same ball game you're going to see in the semifinal.
What do you think then? Where do you think Rutgers, St. Joe's, and Penn State, if they do get in the tournament, where do you think they'll be sent?
Well, I think Rutgers is going to stay in the East. From what everybody tells me, they're buying 5 airlines and charging $60 a piece, and they can fly right down to Norfolk, which is an easy trip. It's an easy drive, too. Much easier than Fayetteville, which cost a lot more last year for the Eastern Regional. St. Joe could be in the East, could be in the Mid-East. It depends on who's up top, and what they try to find is what they call a geographical set to try and save a little travel money. Penn State probably being an out bracket, maybe even hosting that Wednesday night out bracket round.
I know that Rutgers will be hosting a first-round game, or a second-round game, rather, here next Saturday. Do you have any idea who might their opponent be?
Really, really hard to call. It could be Clemson or a Wake Forest. It could be a Western Kentucky. It could be Old Dominion again. It all depends on what they do, because the East and the Mid-East is so crowded with contenders. It depends on who they're going to move out of here to balance out the Midwest and West, where they're a little shorthanded. I do know, I think the crowd will even be bigger next week as they come, excuse me, one last time to say goodbye to Sue Wicks.
I'll tell you, I'm really going to put you on the spot now, Mel, with one last question. Tell me who you think will be in the Final Four.
Oh, I think the 4 that we mentioned, except that perhaps Louisiana Tech may have a shot to upset Texas. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of those other 3 lose along the way. I think the great thing we've seen this year is just a tremendous balance out there. And I think we got like 10 or 12 teams that can win the whole thing.
Mel, thank you very much for talking with us. I know the Atlantic 10 will be well represented, and I'll see you in Tacoma. We'll be back right after this break.
Plan on entering the North Tack through the valley here. We'll go to the CP, contact Nell 73. And 2, we'll be going to IP 804. Once we reach there, plan on the first attack being a wedge attack. We'll use the guns on the runway up here. 3, I'd like to have you bring your element in 30 seconds later with guns on.
Aim high, the U.S. Air Force.
Red, what I'd like you to do is bring your guys up here to 802.
The United States Air Force offers opportunities for education and training. Training that will put you at the leading edge of today's technology. Find out how you can become part of today's Air Force. See your Air Force recruiter today.
Aim high in the Air Force, the U.S. Air Force.
I always wanted to be like my father, you know, order me a dry martini.
My mother, she drinks a lot, and it got me addicted.
I take 1 drink, I'm going to take another and another because I can't control myself, and I'll die.
Alcohol is a drug, and you can get hooked on it. And the younger you start, the more damage you can do. I'm cool in my way, not by drinking.
Now I can see going to college.
Say no, and say yes to your life.
Dr. Everett Anderson is a professor of anatomy at Harvard Medical School and a March of Dimes grantee.
I studied development of life before birth, where so many mistakes can happen. What can we do to prevent these mistakes that result in birth defects?
Dr. Anderson voices the deep concern of the March of Dimes. In its fight against birth defects, this kind of basic research is top priority.
Support the March of Dimes.
Welcome back to Rutgers, ladies and gentlemen, and with me is the winning coach, Rutgers coach, Teresa Grantz. Teresa, congratulations. Did the game go as you had expected?
Well, Mame, I really was waiting to see what Jim, how he wanted to dictate tempo. And when we decided in this game, whatever he decided, we were going to go opposite. I thought that in the first half, they did a great job of destroying our flow offensively. We came out, we were on target, there was a lot of fluidity to the offense, and then all of a sudden, we went cold. I thought that Dale Hodges in that first half, especially the opening part of the first half, played very, very well. We switched the defenses, and the assignment went to Sue Wicks. And if anybody ever has risen to the occasion, it was Susan Joy Wicks. And I can't tell you, because I'm always on her about her defense, but she just really did a tremendous job. What we did was we started to slough off a little bit. with assignments from Vicky Pikett as well. And they were able to contain Dale a little bit in there. And then in the second half, I thought we did a much better job running offense, being set, knowing what we wanted to do. We missed some chippies, but I said to them, don't worry about it. We're running our offense. We're in the flow. We'll be all right. And that's, I think, was the big difference. And, of course, the defense of Sue Wicks and her teammates in that second half was great.
The momentum of this game was a very funny thing. Even when things were going in St. Joe's favor, you never really got the feeling that they were in control of the game. Whereas once you took control of the momentum late in the second half, it was almost a sure thing that you were going to hold on to it till the end.
Well, I think the reason for that, Meme, was because in that first half, it was a broken game almost. We were running and not really doing what we were supposed to do, taking some shots after one pass, not really forcing, staying in corners, and then instead of getting out, so we shot the ball. I thought Dale Hodges was doing a great job inside, just playing Hoover vacuum cleaner, sweeping everything. And we talked about that, and we had to get a body on her to get her out of there because she was really hurting us. So I thought in the second half we did a much, much better job of that.
The St. Joe's triangle and 2 defense really did a lot to take you out of your offensive game in the first half. And especially Vicky Pikett, they were inviting her to take the outside shot. She was not hitting it, and she got hesitant. Did you say anything to her at halftime?
Well, what happened was they were definitely letting her shoot. We were in a special offense for the triangle, which works very, very well, but we weren't running it. We were just all over the place. And then when I brought in Sue Cooper and Lynn Us, they were struggling as well. When I really wanted them to be able to shoot the ball, they were having a tough time handling the ball, whatever, just one of those nights. So we went back into the locker room at halftime, made the adjustments, and I think that that was the big difference.
One of the things that the triangle and 2 also did was it forced your front court players out of the paint, and they had to operate a little bit further from the basket.
Well, I thought that we did a good job with that, and I thought that we moved particularly well in the second half, and I was very pleased with the way they played and how they handled it.
The basket made by Vicky Pikett on a drive on the baseline with about 14 minutes to go in the second half, I feel really opened things up for you.
Well, you know, I'm over there yelling at Vicky to clear out and go through on the other side, and here she decides, and this is a typical freshman, she saw daylight, took the baseline, squared up beautifully, and laid it in there, and that was the difference. And I really, it was at that point, and again, they made some key plays. They did it on the defensive end of the floor, and I think that was the real thing.
T. Austin was uncharacteristically quiet, especially in the first half. Was that because of the triangle and 2?
Well, again, I don't think we were getting where we needed to be. My guards did not shoot the ball an awful lot in the first half, but I thought Talicia's defense was tenacious and exactly what we needed. And, you know, we were able, I think, to shut down a lot of St. Joe's outside shooting, which I'll take and go from there. And I just think that they did what they had to do tonight to win the ball game. And I think that's what you want to be doing in March at this time of the year.
All right, you have another Atlantic 10 tournament under your belt. Now we go into the NCAA, the big tournament as it's called. What do you think your chances are?
Well, I mean, we'll just play it as they come. You know, everybody's going to be yelling and complaining about these seedings tomorrow. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm really not. In fact, tomorrow I think if the weather stays nice, my golf force and I, we're going to go take a couple, just go out and play a couple holes and then go see what happens, and we'll go from there.
Teresa, thank you very much. Congratulations once again, and hopefully I'll see you at the East Regional.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this break.